Hi, this is gonna be a attempt to show new players that what you can do in order to get an armor set without paying for anything. So I'll just equip the most basic equipment you can find. Like this is the beacon on the suit that it is given to you when you die in the game, but it is the most basic of the basic light armor on the suit that most people do not care about. All players are given an arc-light pistol whenever they enter the game, so I have equipped an arc-light pistol. And well, you can buy a med pen if you want to, but this is not a necessary step. This is just an introduction into what you can do to get a quick, cheap armor without like relying on the shops and using of your small amount of pre-given money. So I'll take a starter ship of any kind. Uh, Aurora's, an Aurora is, for instance, a starter ship. You can also take, what is it called? It's a Mustang. You can take a Mustang starter ship. That's one of the ones you get in the package. This Alpha, Mustang Alpha. But I'll just retrieve this Aurora because that's the one I have stored at this station. Long story short, it should be reasonably easy for you to get down to the hangars. This terminal is also placed at any kind of hangar facility, so of course you can get to it. This is more like how to get that armor. It's not a guide on how to find your full plane or anything like that. So I'll just go straight ahead and just yeet myself into the ship. And in the beginning, all on keyboard, and it is left Alt plus N, and you can request for a hangar. Easy to get out. I for turning on the U for turning on the ship, and I for turning on the engines. F4 so you can see in the camera mode if you want to do that. WASD for the normal controls. This makes much sense if you're an avid gamer. Mouse to turn around, Q and R to twist and turn. To raise your landing gear, as you can see, landing gear is out. When you press F4 and change into this mode, you can hold down set and then you can look around on your ship as well. If you want to look around like this, you hold down set and then you move your mouse button or your mouse around, and then you can see this. You can also hold down F4 and then you can scroll with your mouse, so you can actually zoom out a little bit. Let's raise the landing gear. I'm gonna hold down the... I just said I would not tell everything, but no, I'm just gonna do it anyways. Hold down the B button to activate the quantum drive mechanic. This is what you see here. It turns off your shields and then it initiates this. It is essentially turning off shields and diverting all power to thrust capabilities. Now we go in here, take a contract. I press F2 to open the mobiGlas, and then we just go down here, pick contracts. Then there is these that is called investigation missions, and of course we will start, as a new player you will start out with only having access to this one. When you complete it you'll get the next and the next and the next, so I'll just go ahead and say accept offer. This gives you the objective to go to this Onyx facility. Onyx facilities are, in my opinion, a decent place to be for starters because... I'll just let him speak. Onyx facilities are a good place because you get to learn how first-person shooter works in this game, and Onyx facilities has a little bit of a fail-safe mechanic built in, where if you die down there you will respawn back at the same facility you are in, and most of the time you will not, if you encounter other hostile players, you will most of the time not risk losing anything in there, because it is simply just a different zone, because you will be revived back in the lobby of the facility. So base is a decent place and a good place to also earn a little bit of cash and get to know the game. Now I'll stay in the quantum mode because of the increased speed. As you can see, the ship is flying at, it's difficult to see here, but it is flying at 1,100 meters a second. If I were to turn on the shields and everything else, then I would lose this amount of speed. Of course, the sound can be a little bit annoying. If you don't want to see the chat, you can always press F12 and then you can be without that, but sometimes people are writing something interesting in there and sometimes they're just going to go completely ballistic in there. When you get close enough, hold down B again to turn on everything normal. It will start to break the speed and give you down to a more controllable rate of speed. Try to get close to the facility without crashing yourself into the planet's surface. And press Alt-N to request a hangar. When you're close enough. If it doesn't respond the first time, just press Alt-N a couple of times. It should help. If it still doesn't respond, you can go in here into comms, then you go into friends, and then call the Onyx facilities by pressing this button. Now remember to set out your landing, or deploy your landing gear again when you land. Also a little note with ASD facilities, the door is at the red wall over here. So you can turn, land your ship right here. Then the doors start to close and you can just inch your ship a little bit closer, doesn't matter. A good tip to new players, always turn off your engines when you land, because sometimes the game is buggy and your ship will do strange things, which means that if the ship starts to jitter, it will leave itself hovering in the air because the engines is on. So turn off the engines. It might be an old bug and it might not happen anymore, but it is still a good measure as it will not use your hydrogen fuel as well while it's parked. Sometimes the facility stores your ship, do not worry, you can just call it again when you get back here, either by this terminal, like any other normal hangar, or you can go to the lobby and call it there if the hangar has been despawned. Now sometimes I leave stuff in here. If I have had a lucky break or something, I leave stuff for myself in the facility because I am a strange person. So just head down here, call this elevator. So the hangar here is, oh, I actually got a sight on, that was not intentional. Okay. Lobby. So if you're wondering how to interact with things, hold down F, then your mouse stub pops up and you can click on it. That should be one of the first things you also should learn about the game. Now this is the lobby, this is a secure zone, now nobody will be able to harm you in here, and there is a little bit of stuff going on in here. Quite of interesting little space. There's sometimes a little box here you can loot, if you have any pockets at least. I don't have any pockets in this suit, so I cannot loot anything right now. Now normally I would say just go straight for the mission, but the problem lies in you'd have no backpack. And that means you cannot loot anything, and that means I cannot retrieve the energy data from the engineering wing. Which leads me to what I want to do. I will go straight for the research wing instead. Now, just so you know your way around, the medbay is in here, and if you die in the Onyx facilities, you will revive in here if you wait for a little while. If you hold backspace, which is the suicide button on the game, you will end up in whatever city you have set your spawn point to, or whatever location you have set your spawn point to. So this could, in my case, I would end up at the Seraphim station. Anyways, leading on, I will go to the research as a beginner, because there is backpacks to be gotten down here. Most of the enemies in the engineering department does not have any backpacks. The enemies in the research does not have backpacks, but there's a chance the boxes in here will spawn a backpack that you could use. This is a good start, indeed. Increasingly a good reason to start if you are a loot goblin. If you know yourself to be a loot goblin, this is a good place to start as well, because there's a lot of boxes, there's a lot of loot. Let's see, hello enemies. Now I have a scope on, but this pistol without a scope is just as good. And this guy is deaf, or hard of hearing, or he doesn't have a weapon, that is also a possibility. You can sneak up on enemies and you can knock them out by pressing the middle mouse button. And now, this guy has, unfortunately for him, spawned without a weapon, which means he can't do anything to me. Now, I just knocked him out, so he's still alive. I don't know if this comes into play later on, but you can also execute the guy. Now, I noticed this guy, he has heavy armor on. You can see the other guys over here. If you press T, you can have your flashlight turn on. And you can see this guy has some skimpy, crappy armor. And the same goes for this guy. So I'm not really interested in that, and for a new player you would prefer to be a little bit more difficult to kill. So the way to do that is go up to the guy, press F, when you see the small indicator that you can use it. And then you will press this button over here. This button allows you to see all the equipment that the guy is currently wearing. I am not interested in that red suit, although you could equip that red suit if you want to, but I more want the entire heavy armor set he is wearing. And voila. Now you have a decently looking suit that will protect you, because this has 40% damage protection, and it will keep you alive a little bit better than wearing nothing, and you got it for free. Now, next step is getting some decent weapons, because yes, the gun is fine, and yes, you can take out enemies by just going over and pressing the little mouse button, but that is not viable in the long run, especially in this facility, because there will be more enemies than you can handle by doing that. So I'll go over here and see what does this guy have. You can see the weapon he has dropped here is sort of a rifle. This is a laser rifle that is called the Gallant. It is not a fast-firing weapon, it is a burst-fire laser weapon. Lovely how precise it is, so it is a good one to take. I will loot his ammunition of him, and his grenade. And I don't want this because this is a shotgun. For the pure purpose of entertainment, I could of course equip it. I'll show you how it looks. It is a normally decent shotgun. Of course, this guy has ammunition for it as well if you want it. And now I also have a little bit of storage space in my armor, which is also decently good. Now, time to invade. By the way, there is sometimes a tiny loot box right here. It is despawned, either by bug or because somebody has looted it. Sometimes there is also a loot box right here. Now, I don't want this shotgun, so I can prove to you why I don't like it later, actually, when I think about it. If I press 1 and 2, I can then swap between the weapons. Now, this facility has several layers, as you can see on the screen here. Let's just do this. I'll show you that this is this initial layer of this facility. It's quite deep. And yes, F4 also works when you are in first person. But you cannot fight while doing this. And there's enemies that have spotted me now. Let's see with transfer fire. They're gone. it easier for me when I get down there. Now, if you're going full loot goblin mode, you will not want to go down this hole yet. You will go this way. There's a chance that you could get something decent in here. So this is a small side track, so to say. But you can go in here. And you can be like, hello over there to this guy. Okay, that guy had no armor on. So he died instantly. I feel sorry for him already. These are bad guys, so I don't. And, let's see. There's a grenade. I could use that. And this is also decent weapons. I don't like the color of it, but that's a different story. This is a small lightning SMG. It has very short range. Chunky. Anyways, just for the sake of the example, I will take this and have it go for a little run. This is also a good way to learn what kind of weaponry you like and what you don't like, by just picking them up from enemies and decided what for yourself what you like. If you notice that there's a scope on this weapon, for instance, and you want to keep that scope when you're done, you can either go to press I to go into your inventory menu, and you can just take this scope and pull it, right? Another alternative is pressing J on the keyboard, and you will be able to look into your weapon like this. And then you can choose what you want to do with it. So for instance, you can go in and remove it by pressing this, or you can go in here and see. And if you have any extra scopes that fits, it will automatically show it in there. Good. Hello there. This is a decent, really decent and actually quite good SMG. There's also an SMG there. It's a laser SMG. It looks like a P90. But this SMG is pretty decent for its damage output. It just has a short range, which I'm not a big fan of. But it's good for close counters in combat. Not a shotgun, not a SMG. I think actually I will go with this SMG for a little while longer, so regretting that I didn't pick up the ammo for it, I will go back and pick up the ammo. This one has a different scope on it. This seems a little... So this is randomized. What they get, what they have. This is a shotgun from the Gemini Gemini brand, so to say. And there, that was the guy with the... So I'll just equip these. These are all the ammunition slots you have. Ammunition slots depends on your armor. Alright, there is health items in here if you want them. This is a anti-radiation sickness pen kind of thing, so if you take a lot of radiation damage, you'll have that problem and your suit is not protecting you well enough, you can use this and it will alleviate the problems. This is a normal healing pen. I cannot remember what rocks it does. I think it's the arms or the legs, I can't remember. You can choose to take it all with you if you're a loot goblin. Sometimes there is a ammunition box here, green one. And sometimes there's also a box here. I can't remember if it's green or blue, but there's a box. I think it's a green box. In here, you can go up here. This is the loot goblins route I'm showing here. And up here, there is also a box. You can loot this and eventually get a little bit of ammo. This is magazines for one of the latest LMGs that exist. It's called the Pulverizer, so I could bring this with me and save myself some money from buying ammunition for later on. That's part of my loot goblin tendencies talking there. Now, one way to go about this is go back to where I came from, and then descend the facility in the normal way. I don't want to do that. I want to go directly because I want a backpack. There's one other place I actually want to check beforehand, so I reconsider and go this way. But you could have it jump down that way. Just take care of it, you don't die instantly on the fall. Running. Right. So one way of going down is either going back where I came from, going to the elevator, jump down a single floor. There's nothing much of interest in going that way, in my opinion, so I prefer myself to go this way and say hello to these guys. That is one of the worst SMGs in the game, just telling you. What else is there? A gallant. I might want to change for that one, just because of the scope, and I'm lazy, so I'll just take the ammo. Thank you. Sometimes there's a box placed right here. You can sometimes get some decent stuff out of that. Now going in here, there's nothing interesting. This is part of you'll get to this place later if you just follow the quest line, but I like to go here because sometimes I'm just pressing space when going this way, by the way, or for climbing. Sometimes I'm unlucky this time, unfortunately, but right here a box would have been here, like a brown kind of box that has gear and stuff like that in it. So sometimes it is worth it going in here, and sometimes there is like a backpack in it as well. Now there is, let's see, I could take the shortcut and jump down in that area over there, or I can go this way. This is the long way around. So I'll just crouch down here. Go here. This reduces the amount of radiation you take while being in a room, I've noticed. You can see I don't take much radiation. Or don't at all. But it doesn't last long. Now I'll start to take radiation. There's a box here. A little note I noticed here. I don't know if you people can see it, anyone who's watching, but there's two boxes on top of each other right here. You can see them interlacing with each other, so if you click fast enough, you will see what is in one of the boxes and what is in the other box. Just a heads up, if you notice this and you are curious and are a loot goblin, then you will maybe like it, maybe not. I don't really know. So, sometimes if you take bounty missions for ASD facilities, there will be an enemy that spawns down here in this vicinity. It is, just to show you, it will spawn inside of these bounty hunter missions, and there is one here, for instance, or this guy. One of these two could potentially spawn. Now this says research wing, so this might be a mission that could lead to a NPC bounty spawning in this vicinity, and if you have a hard time finding him, he might be in here hiding. Just a heads up for because I was about to think that the mission was bugged, but it turns out I just didn't research this facility because I had a tendency to jump down in the other area. So I'm continuing my little route run. These machines right here can spawn medical equipment. Others of them is capable of spawning mining tools and other kind of tools, tractor beam tools, anything. So this one has, let's see, lifeguard medical attachment. Now this is just the attachment for our multi-tool, so alone it doesn't help much. But I don't know if anyone noticed, but you will now. There was a guy like that over here. And this guy, he has a multi-tool. So, and it's an oxytorch cutter attachment, but I'm more interested in the tool itself. So I will go in here, you can actually do this. Now if you want his clothing, you can actually take that as well, but I'm not interested in that right now, and I'm running out of space in the character. So double clicking on it and it will equip, then double clicking on this and then it should be equipped to it. You can also pull it. Now this needs an extra piece of equipment, because if you pull out the tool by pressing 5, you'll see I have it equipped, but it's not functional, and it's because it is missing its canister attachment in this case. Some multi-tools needs this. I could go here, and I can see there's nothing in that one for healing. Okay, so this time I'm a little unlucky not being able to show people, but maybe it's in here. Oh, there was one, yeah. And we have the double box again. So this is a refill tool for the medical device. And don't equip it here, I can't make it work no matter how much I tried, so it is better to just do this, and then scroll, and then you have it. So, come on, please. Okay. It is an unfortunate thing, but sometimes the game just likes to bug. Okay, so the cutter is this. Good. So we know the tool works. Give me that lifeguard. And it just says, nope, I don't want to. That's sad. Let's get a different multi-tool then. And now it's gonna become interesting, because I'm gonna have 2 different multi-tools to balance between. So I'll just take the one I'm having right here. I cannot put it there, so I'll put it here. Then I'll take out the one that seems to be malfunctioning. Everything and say goodbye and hope that the other one works. That had a tractor beam pre-installed. That's an interesting and very useful thing. Now this one works. So if I'd taken any damage, I could in this case right click, and then it will show that I've taken damage. I can click here, like the firing button, and I will heal myself. This is one way of keeping yourself alive during a mission. Another opportunity is to go here, find one of these, and then ask for a paramed medical device. This is a different way, and it's a more in-depth kind of way of... that was not intentional. I dropped my gun. Can I have that back, please? Good. Don't want to drop my gun. Good. So for pure educational purposes, I will now show that we have 2 different kind of healing tools. And if I press the right button, it's free. You'll see this is the more advanced medical tool. If you press F, he will hold it up. You can switch it to advanced, and you can use all of these for drugging yourself up or drugging a teammate up that has been damaged in some kind of way. And each of these will be representative from one body part. And this one down here is if you had a person that is close to overdosing on high amounts of drugs, then researcher is the one to use that one. If you use it in the normal situation, it looks like this. Right clicking, you can see it like this, and then you need to aim at yourself. You press B, because then you can heal yourself. In this situation, you can also drop yourself off with something. So, if you have any kind of permanent damage, there will be a small indication and a small heads-up display that shows you what kind of drugs it would recommend for the injury that the person have. And to remove it again, press B again. Okay. So I'll just go and put this back where I had it, or put it back in my pocket. I like the multi-tool because it is, how should I put it? It is a little bit simple, and it can easily be interchanged to use other things, such as a tractor tool or something. So it is always good to have it. And you can have a gun at the same time while having this with you. Now, back to the course. Loot box. There is a repair tool segment here. There is some SMG ammo for my SMG that I picked up. And now it seems to want to book. Don't do that. Thank you. So, yes. Now, one way is to go down here. You will be hard pressed if you don't have a rapid firing weapon if you go this way. Now, if you have a little less rapid firing weapon, I would suggest going the other way, going back through the anti-gravity room and jumping down where I jumped down before, in that open free fall area, but you will be able to come down anyways. I will be going this way because I am the loot goblin. At least that was one of my friends called me all the time. And there's loot in here. And you can't access this plateau from below, so this is the only way to get into this room if you want to get in here. And there is a little box in here that I do like to look into. You can see there's another Gallant rifle, different colorization, so if you like this color better you can steal that. Some other type of ammo. Notice the difference. This is quartz SMG, this is rifle. There is a laser pointer, so if you want a laser pointer, this is the perfect place also to go. You can get a lot of different laser pointers down here. There is some attachments sometimes. Why not a scope? Don't have anything I can use it on right now, but why not? Now, I'm still in the clear here, but from this point on, we get to a little bit lower area, and here you will meet one of the few alien races or enemies you will see besides humans, and that is the, not the Velakar, the Copian, I think it is, yes, Copian horn. So, I jump down here, and stick it in my head right here. It says, bye doggo, because I don't like you. They do hurt a little bit if they come and bite you in the back. Normally I would run in this way, but I am interested in getting a backpack because my inventory is getting full because I am a loot goblin. So I will be going this way. I can always get back up here because these stairs are not destroyed. If you're after the ASD set, these facilities is called ASD as well. And there is a special light armor set, you can get it from here. There's one of the spots it spawns is right here. It is despawned either because of a bug or because somebody looted it, I don't know which one it is. was my Discord, if you heard that. Let's see here. Nothing that I want. Now, if we're lucky, there's sometimes spawns a box here as well. If we are lucky, there is a backpack. I go this way because then the enemies don't spawn when I walk in that area. That is the exit out of this facility right here. And whenever you go in the area or press the elevator button, a lot of enemies will spawn. But you can loot the box that is spawning right here. It has a backpack in it. Sometimes it always has a backpack in it. It's just different colors. So I was not lucky this time because the box is just not there. There should also be an orange box here. It's not spawned as well, so it is a little bit of a bad time or unlucky time for me because all of the boxes is just not here. There should also spawn one right here. This one would spawn a helmet. And the one I forgot to mention, this one will spawn a backpack as well. Now I'm going over here. If you don't stay down there for too long, the enemies don't spawn right away. If your character is thirsty, there is always refreshments, almost always refreshments in this box. This right here, yellow box would spawn with a helmet in it. ASD helmet, or Geist helmet, as they're called. All the backpacks and stuff like that here in the yellow boxes would be Geist of some sort, either ASD, Geist, or just normal Geist. There would be a black box here as well, nothing here. Medical supplies if you need them. And over here, right there, another box would spawn with a backpack in it as well, also the ASD backpack. Now, since I haven't gotten any backpacks, I'm kind of troubled because my loot goblin instincts tells me that I want to continue, but I don't have space for it. So I could stop here and go back on the elevator and hope that there is a backpack up there. But now I'll show the rest of the places where all the ASD Geist backpacks are located, or Geist boxes are located. Sorry for my wrong wording. There you guys. Alright, so these guys has actually a quite nice armor on them. I am considering it. A box would also spawn here on top of this. This is also heavy armor, by the way. So one thing you can do, that was my Discord again, sorry about that. If you don't like your own undersuit, you can always just swap the undersuit like this. And also if there's something you like more on the other's suit, then you can also swap them like this. So for instance, I don't like the helmet, I swap the helmet. I don't like the jeans, I swap the jeans. Or leggings, whatever. I don't like the arms, so I'll take the arms as well. And voila! Now I look like a silly guy with different colors. I could take this guy's chest piece. It would certainly fit more correctly with my rest of the outfit. What kind of... oh, it's ice flow. So... hey. It doesn't look as bad. If you don't like red, then you can go for white. But heavy armor is nice, because it will allow you also to equip the bigger backpacks. And heavy armor also reduces the damage you take. So. On to the next area where we can find orange boxes. Furthermore, a new thing that has been added recently, I have so far never found this, but in the mission tab there is an investigation that asks for a lab sample. Lab samples are incredibly rare. I haven't seen it so far. I have run this area a lot of times, which is also why I know where a lot of these crates are. But I have so far never found this lab sample. I know what it looks like. It's oh yeah, lore. Great. So I hit that by accident because I pressed F when the door was already open. There is like a small voice recorder. Those tidbits of lore lies around in the entire facility, so sometimes you can find them and listen to what has been going on in this crazy area. There might be a blue box here. What I was talking about was the mission for 1 million. Like, this could be, for a new beginner, a very nice find if you are incredibly lucky. Sorry, that was the wrong button. If you were incredibly lucky and you were to be able to get this mission and get the sample, 1 million credits right off the bat would be incredibly nice, but don't put your heart up for it because the drop chances are rare. The sample will spawn in blue containers inside of this research facility, most likely on this floor in this area right here. It is, at least as far as I've been told, because I've never found it myself. I have searched it a lot, many times. Never found it. Wait a minute. Oh, all the things I had in my core was dropped in the guide down below, so I need to remember to pick that up when I leave. Oh, there's a double back here. I'm not interested in that, but this could also spawn a backpack if I was lucky. And I can see there's two. I'm not looking. Never mind. This one could have had a backpack for us, or for me, so that I could put things in that. But I'm not as lucky. There's also an ammo crate around here, as I showed you before. Now, see that green light on that particular box right there? There is an NPC that comes out of that one, and the best way to deal with him is just knock him out, because if you kill him, he will respawn. Now, I will intentionally kill him, just to show you. Hello. Come on. Yeah. Because he come... Yeah, mini-boss Sam, he's cold. But he will respawn in one of the other facilities, most likely, or right in front of you. And I don't really care much for going on and killing him, so I prefer to beat him up. If I could. Ouch. Stop that. Okay, game. That's annoying. There you go. Middle mouse button, knock him out. Now, the good thing about that is he will not respawn right away. He will just be lying there, not dead, but knocked unconscious. And this gives you time to search for things in here. So, time to look around, see if you could find a box, find the item, see if there's something you can interact with, because you might just find a sample. Nope, not the sample. Some people do empty the containers all the time for the sake of hoping that the item will spawn. So that is what some people do, at least. If you find like one of the yellow boxes and there is like other boxes lying on the ground, it's because people has been emptying it out in hopes of the rare one to spawn. So if you go over here, a yellow box would be here as well, or orange box, sorry, with the ASD Geist, it will be spawning here, and an ASD Geist box would also spawn here, and the third location in this floor is right over here, on these Hello, doggos. Right here. There's some lore here as well, if you're interested. I am not right now, and this is not full of lore. There's also sometimes a box here that might contain the sample. I don't know. I've never had the luck of actually seeing it. But yeah. So, according to what I found, it is like a... how should I put it? Like, if you take this box and squeeze it down to like the size of a small water bottle or something like that, you would have the sample size or sample of it look like that. A blue, three-sided kind of container thing. I'm not quite sure. I don't have the picture right now, do I? I could check out if I still had the picture. Give me a second. I think I do have the picture somewhere. It should be... yeah, my description was awfully inadequate. Let's see here, let's open link. Open link. That was not supposed to pop up there. Copy link. So, the samples should look something like this. If you're looking for it, at least. Another way it could be... copy link. Could also be this. It could look like this. Anyways, back to Loot Goblin. There was also a box here. I still don't have a backpack. That was stupid of me. Drop. I wish there was a button to drop all. I don't want to keep this one. At least not this time, because I don't have space for it. Right. You could get a medical tool from here as well, if you need it. Be advised, when you go this way, a dog will come and attack you. No! Okay, two dogs. These dogs will get aggro on you when you're walking around inside the facility right there, but they cannot get to you as they are behind. You are behind an obstacle that they can't jump. Oh, look at this box. Just for the sake of the video, I will not be emptying out the boxes. There's also a box here with ammo. Quartz energy SMG. Alright. But the dogs will get aggro from this area because you were walking around inside on this side just a moment ago. That's why they come running after you the moment you go over the barriers. I know I called them dog, but their real name is Copians, I know. Anyways, let's just continue on with the Loot Goblin ways. Now, for combat, if you press Alt 1, like left, Alt plus 1, your character will repull the ammo you have. And maybe re-equip something to a chest plate if there's room for it. Okay, these ones are normally not open, but it's because the Copians spawn from in there sometimes. as far as I know. At least I think they are spawn cabinets. And in here, an orange box would be located right here on the shelves. It is not, because bugs, I think. What is this? Let's see. Geist Armor Core. This is actually a part of the Geist set. So somebody has been here before me and emptied out the box, and good for them, I like it. So this is an ordinary version of it, it's not the ASD version. But this is what it looks like when other people has been here before you and they have emptied out the box. Now be careful when picking up boxes and stuff and being on loot. There's a chance that if you don't right click on it and press drop, you have a chance of accidentally swapping your chest plate with the one you're holding in your hands. This will also de-equip your backpack and your weapons and leave them with the backpack. So always be careful around core boxes that contain chest plates. There's a dog. And another. Now you can bring, if you had a backpack, you could bring the horns. These horns can be used for something, I've forgotten what exactly they are used for. But you can use these horns eventually. Like, for a new beginner, it's not really that useful, so don't necessarily strain yourself to pick up all the horns from these Copians. They will respawn almost endlessly if you just go down here again, so you can always get them. And I nearly thought I found a sable. Okay, never mind. Right, empty. Oh, not containing what I wanted at least. Going back to looting. There's more lore right here about these small snake-like things. They're called Valakar. They are not in this part of the facility, they are in the engineering part instead. There's also a box here. Doesn't contain something I want. You can see it's a dual box again. One of the other is a grazer, one of the other animal monsters in the game. I don't know why it's in there, but yeah, it is. I always look at all these desks and checking if there is any samples, because I honestly don't know where they exactly spawn. An orange box will also spawn here. And these Copians are, by the way, irradiated, so there's not a type that is not irradiated, just so there is different species. Nothing I want. There is also a box here. Parallax and food, not really something I need. Checking shelves, stuff like that. Seeing if I can find the sample. Anyways, when I'm done with that, I'm leaving. So now I'm back to this staircase that was broken, where I stuck my nose in here. Okay. Go away. I stuck my nose in here earlier when I showed you the way around, and this is one of the ways to get it. Well, I've just been running around in a circle, actually. That was my Discord again. And these dogs have respawned. There's also lore right here if you're curious. Now I don't want to be down here anymore, so I will be leaving. But I got a full set of armor and some equipment out of it. There's also a loot ammo box right there, but it's difficult to actually have time to loot it because people will spawn now because I pressed the elevator button. And I can't see him. There he is. This is the reason why I like a little bit part of the Gallant. It has a good precision for one of the weapons you can just pick up down here. They are fighting with each other, that's why you see gunfire even though it's not aimed at me. Pressing space to jump over here and running over. And go in before they start shooting at me as well. They throw hand grenades as well. When I press the layer 1, get up here. I just checked that. This is really nice looking. It looks awesome and spooky at the same time. But this is where we just came in originally, in this research facility. Now, before showing more, I want to say that the B side, as it's called, is down that way. This is the extension to this mission area and will be leading down to even more caves, even more things. I do not recommend this for newbies, unless you're a decent first-person shooter player, or if you have some decent gear on you. This gear I'm wearing right now should be able to handle it if I wanted to. But it's an option at least. If you're not having any backpack yet, I will still just go in here just to confirm, to see if we're lucky. There could be a box like this and a small version of it on this shelf. Let's see here. And I am definitely not lucky with this recording because it has no backpacks for me in this as well. Now, if you want to keep your heavy armor, you can do that. If you like some of this, I definitely don't like the violet one, because I am not the type that like this. But the warning I came with before is you can take it and drag it down here. But as you can see, I could also, if the game misunderstands me, it could try to equip this horrible piece of equipment onto my chest, and then I would lose the gun on my back. So a lot of people does pull it down here, but it carries a risk of the game misunderstanding what you want to do. I always go in here and says drop item please. Of course if you misclick and press equip, it is just the same response, but this time your equipment will be pulled into this, I hope. I'm not sure. It depends on what the game decides. The engine is not always stable. Fair warning to that. Inquisitor Arms White is actually a pair of really nice looking medium armor arms. I do like them actually. They also fit quite well with this rest of the gear, so I will put these on. If you prefer to go heavy armor all the way, you can of course keep your whatever arms you have picked up from the previous enemies. It is just a perfect personal taste. I do like having a heavy armor chest and legs and head, and then have pair of medium arms on as well. And these ADP arms is easily buyable from the store also as well. So just a fair warning for that. Not from any kind of NPC store. You don't need to use real life money on this. Now, since I've not found any backpack, I will say that usually I would consider to just leave, but, well, let's just take a chance. Just for the sake of the recording. And if you go in here, sometimes there will be a big green box right here. It could contain a good weapon as well. Like a Demeco LMG is a pretty decent LMG, laser LMG. Or it's called laser, but yeah. And then we go down here. And just fair warning, once you're down here you can't get back up. So it is choose carefully before you go, or decide that, okay, I'm done here, I will be leaving anyways. Because there is a way to leave this place even though you can't go on foot back. You can always just choose to die on purpose to any enemy and you will be revived at the medical facility upstairs. I just called the elevator. Site B. This is also the newest part of the facility, as this is something that was added not too long ago. Well, ASD is fairly new in the game as well, just fair warning to this. Just shoot these two guys. Did it. Down here you will find one of the newest, not the newest one, one of the newest weapons in the game. It's the second newest, or something like that, third newest. Is one of the Referal LMGs. These are pretty good weapons as well. And I will take one of those any days over this SMG. I will just be pulling this off if I can. It does not want to let me do that, so I'll just be removing it like this, as I showed before, and say goodbye to the SMG, because I would like this instead. Now this will slow down your walking speed. This will be a fair degree of slowness that you will experience with this, so you will not be able to run as fast. Same warning goes for all heavy armor. Heavy armor does slow you down a little bit. So just a fair warning for this. Now, since I don't have, let's see, first of all, what is this? Arclight pistol, cap, gallant rifle. You can choose to just do this, then you will be storing them in your backpack. This is not the easiest or the fastest way to do it, but I am lazy and don't want to sit and pull it off my character's chest plate all the time. There we go. Now there is 3 colors of this gun present right here. There's actually 4 in total if I remember correctly. All of them are the same in DPS wise. They are not rare at all. The ones I have seen the most rarely is one that is like kind of like a dark yellow. I've never not an orange or anything like that. It's rare for me to see it down here. These are more common colors, like this is the basic blue color LMG. Then there is the smolder, I think it is. I'm an idiot, why don't I just equip it? So when you pull out the weapon, you can see here, this is the Referal icebox. It says here in the here in the corner over here, if you pay attention. You can see it says, oh, this is a gallant rifle. Here is a Referal icebox energy LMG. And if I were to, oh yeah, I don't have a backpack. I forgot. Okay, goodbye gallant rifle, I don't need you here as well. And this is the... let's see what you are. Molten, that's the name of it, not smolder. Anyways, there might be a chance for some magazines or some whatever down here. Now I don't really need the energy SMG anymore, I don't need the gallant because I dropped it. So I could just pull this over. But now since we have this, and since we have a gun that matches our outfit, why not go a little fancy and equip a scope on it. This is a very precise LMG, and it hits harder. The longer you hold down the trigger, the harder it hits, but it will overheat eventually. So you see the bottom of the barrel starts to overheat. The slower it shoots, the more damage it does, until it reaches this point where you have to like let it cool down. As one of the first guns in the game, it also introduced that if you lay down, you will have a more precise weapon. So introducing stability as well. Pretty decent. I really applaud the CIG for doing this. If your character is thirsty, you can always take a bottle of water. And I right-clicked there and my character stored it. Just a heads up as to why it just disappeared. Now, you can see my running speed is not as fast as before, but that is because of the Fresnel, and I actually have 2. So, let's see if we are lucky and I get a backpack this time. Nope. But this has some armor, so if something here catches your fancy, you could trade whatever equipment you're wearing right now for this. And the same goes, there's a box over here. Ooh. Keep these. If you see one of these, keep them. A newbie doesn't need them, but they could be sold or used later for a different purpose. They are like a shortcut to getting down in this facility and getting into a place where there is a huge boss fight. So it's a shortcut keycard. Purple flashlight. Nah, I'm good. No, thank you. Just ignore all of these. Yes. Now, we've reached a point where I don't think newbies should continue, unless they are really adventurous, and or if they think that it has been easy, they could go down here. That's no problem. Just be warned, it's not an easy task getting, or maybe I'm just overreacting. But you could go down here. There's also a box there if you want it, but you will mostly die unless you have a friend that can call the elevator back up for you. Because it's hard to get down from there, once you're gone up. Precision. So this is one of the best early game LMGs you can get, in my opinion. It's easy to get. It's free to get. You just need to get down here. Where did that guy go? Now, fair warning, if you have not changed your helmet all this time, if you were still wearing your normal helmet, you would not have any proper aim. Or at least if I had still carried the... I can't remember the name of it, but just the helmet I was wearing in the beginning. So, just a fair warning, you will not have a proper indication of that you actually managed to take down the enemy. Now, loot gobbling still continues, but There is also the possibility of getting heavy armor from down here. These are the ASD. Not as the ASD. These are the Corbeil arms. This is the smolder type. I have a lot of them already, but a newbie would like these maybe. They look kind of special. There's still heavy armor. No, it's not difficult to get it either. Or if you are able to do all what I've just done, you will be able to get down here and get it. Difficulty all depends on what your skill level is with first-person shooters, of course. So now I am just gonna equip. Good, first equip all. I have a bathing ring of LMG and batteries on me. More smolder arms. So there is 3 boxes, as far as I know, that contains arms for the Corbeil. There's those 2 I just showed, and then there is another one on the side of this bridge. I can just go and show you, because I intend to quit, or should I say, leave this place very soon, because I've still not found a backpack that I desire. So I hope to find another facility and find a backpack in there instead of buying one. Now, this is where it becomes a little bit hairy. There will be a lot of enemies. You can crawl up and go onto this bridge like I do here. This is probably one of the safest routes. If you take this tram right there, there's a button on that panel there. You will be transported down here, but you will find enemies at the end here, and there is a mounted turret thing right there that the enemies sometimes manage to mount and start shooting at you with. That hurts like a lot. So I do not recommend taking the tram. I just recommend walking on these paths. And I do like to be in here because it is difficult for the enemies the hostiles to hit me. And I can hit them as well. So now I just massively pissed them all off. And there's snipers out here on the sides. The good with this rifle is that you can easily do precision shots with it. If I were to come here and I was prepared, I would bring like a sniper instead. Maybe steal a sniper for one of the previous enemies. If I didn't have a decent scope for this one, at least I would have done that. There's also snipers over there. Remember to crouch behind cover whenever you feel like it. That's alright. Down with you. Oh, there's usually a guy more somewhere over there. I take the chances running out. Hello there. If you hold shift while aiming down sights, you will try to hold your breath. This will, of course, take some of your stamina. Okay, that was not a guy. I was just shooting at stuff now. As you can hear, they're shooting at me. There you are. So it was a guy. I just didn't hit. I thought I had some eye issues. Shift, single click makes you zoom in a little bit. There should be nobody over here. Pew. And if you're interested in a loot goblin like me, there is actually auras, kind of crystal kind of things in, I don't know exactly what they I can't remember what they're called, but there is mining materials inside of the boxes, in that box down there. Hello there. And of course you can also shoot these to disrupt the enemy and sometimes even kill. Where's that guy that's shooting at me? Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're never gonna be able to hit each other like that. So you can just stand there and fire aimlessly at me. This right here is also one of the Korbel pieces. I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm lucky or unlucky, but I'm getting nothing but red runs right now. There is other colors as well. Myra, which is green. Can't remember the name for it, but there's yellow as well. And then there is rust color or patio or whatever it's called. Can't remember the exact correct name. Forgive me for that. There's a box here. Should you need ammo or something. Box here. And now I can go this way here. There's a box there if I want it. Now I tend to go behind the glass of what you saw over there. There's an exit right here. I'm looking this way. I'm so slow. Gonna jump down here. Crawl in here. Usually this box holds really useless stuff, but sometimes it has something decent, so sometimes I check it out. A water bottle. Oh. Sorry for that. A box. And still no backpack for me. Grenades. Another cobalt piece. You see there has been a player here. Cobalt legs. Smolder again. A Demico LMG. This is also this was the one I was mentioning earlier. So I actually intend to rip off this Molten, even though it's a really cool LMG. I want to equip this because then I can show people. So, also find some ammo for it. This is the Democo LMG, the laser LMG. So the other one is energy LMG, but shoot lightning bolts. This one shoots laser bolts or something like that. Or at least it's called laser. Even though the bullets has travel time. Cough, cough. So, yes. Usually people, like I told, drop out the item. It could be I think I forgot to do it with the previous box actually. Oh, well. Oh, there's also the grey version of this one. I forgot about that one. It's kind of grey, kind of green. I'm not quite sure. Like a grey. Yeah. Some more ammo. Now here comes the issue. I still don't have a backpack and I am kind of running out of space. So in this case I would, as a new player, if I didn't have... what is that? Okay, never mind. As a new player I would... if this is already a long run or you have heavy injuries. Now I've gone all the way down here without taking a single injury. It's because I've been here before, I know where the enemies are, stuff like that. If you want to, you could leave now. You could go here and then this will transport you back to the lobby. You would also secure all your loot and then you could go, potentially go back down here and continue the rest of it. If you wanted to. Now, continuation of this, going back here again, or if you had gone back out from down there where you came from before, you could have gone up, come up here. Oh shit, what the fuck, he gave me a shock. They usually don't come out here. So that's why it was really surprising. Excuse me for swearing, I was not prepared for that. So, there's also a box right here. With also, oh my god, smolder, nothing but smolder all the time. So you could get a full matching armor set. More or less. Oh, what's going on? You're angry over the loss of your friends, eh? You joined them then. Yeah, okay, I said before I've gotten down here without any kind of injuries, but I'm talking about like lasting injuries. You can get like a fracture or something that this metagun will not be able to heal. And then of course you'll have a lowered amount of HP to work with. Nothing interesting. Right. Right here is another yellow orange box. Are they yellow or are they orange? They're orange. Sorry about that. They're orange. Another pair of smolder legs. I'm not really interested. So you could get a full set of that red armor. I don't want to swap right now. I could do it for the audience though. Then I should brought the arms, then I need to run back for those. I don't want to. I don't want to run back. Sorry. I don't want to. It's a decent looking armor. I'm not the biggest fan of it personally, but a lot of people does like it, and it is a good armor with same 40% damage reduction and stuff like that. So if you like it, you can easily get it down here. Landmines, don't recommend stepping on them. Hello there. Oh yeah, if you want to throw a grenade, press G, press the firing button. If you hold it down, you'll see like the pathway, but don't hold it too long because it then will explode in your hands. You can also choose a that was left click by throwing it like that. You can also underhand throw it, like roll it along the floor, but this has a lot of consequences sometimes. I'll show you. Because it will strike ledges and stuff like that and stop at them. So if you wanted to stop at some sort of ledge, do underhand throw it. If you wanted to go behind something, just left click. S71 rifle, decent, easy to get rifle, single shot rifle, like kind of like a marksman rifle, but not really a sniper. An extra scope if I needed it, extra ammo, stuff like that. Gotta put this away. A funny helmet. Wait a minute, isn't that a super rare one? You know what, I'm just taking it because it looks funny. Oh. Okay. What was that? Where did my head go? Okay. Okay, Star Citizens, I guess. Snowfly helmet is apparently a light armor helmet. Okay, and it's making me a Dullahan. That's funny. Okay, I'll take it. And it actually changed the helmet I put into the box for some reason, so this is a funny little bug. Because that was not the helmet I was wearing. So, yeah, that's interesting. Anyways. Headless Horseman. Hello there. Do you have weapons? You did. I guess not. Please become unconscious. Just in case you decide to throw a hand grenade or something. Well, if I wanted my helmet back, I could get a new one from these guys. I think, maybe, perhaps, a different helmet. But this is kind of funny. And here we get to a new problem soon. So there is a chance the door will not work. It's the current bug with the current version at the time of this recording. If that is the case, I will just say that was it for now. I do not intend to. There is a glitch that people know how to do to get further. I will not be teaching that to newcomers. And it's not an intended use of the game, so I would not recommend. It is a light helmet with no aim. It's not a combat type of helmet. Oh my goodness. What is this? I think I need to de-equip that helmet because it is bugging out my character. So I was apparently choking with that helmet on. I will just go back and get a different one. So that was my punishment for enjoying the buggy. Yeah, the problem is I lost the white helmet that I actually kind of liked, so this is bad in some ways. What helmet do you have, I wonder? A white helmet. That's better than nothing, I guess. It is not a combat helmet or what? Apparently not. What about you? What do you have? Omni Sapphire. I've never heard of that before. Also a bugged helmet, interesting. Am I gonna just start choking with this one as well? G2. Okay. I guess every helmet down here is just booked. I don't want that. So that's interesting. What about you? Okay, do you have a helmet that can... Interesting. This might be a bug that I need to use Alt F4 for to get rid of. Clearly there's something wrong with the game that only can be solved because it believes... Okay, let's see here. Undersuit. Helmet. It believes that something is going on here. This is not normal. I don't want to go around without a helmet. It says I remove current helmet, that's even more interesting. So pressing Alt H is doing this. Okay, remember that setting. Alt H. So that's where my helmet went. Okay, interesting. I guess that's a bug fix. So I got my helmet back. Good. You know what? I'm not gonna keep any of those other helmets. Even though that Ace Flow one was funny. I can't even remember where I put... Oh yeah, I put it up here. So maybe it wasn't. Maybe the game just misunderstood what I wanted to do. Can I get to where it is now? I could. But I'm still choking for some reason. Okay. Creepy. I'll just keep my helmet on then. Anyways. Hello. Yes. Right. So sometimes a guy is starting here. He doesn't right now, for some reason. Don't know why. I always like to throw a grenade in there. Because these two stands behind a wall that is difficult to shoot. For some reason the wall stops shots, so it's better to just throw a grenade at them. Just try to aim for right here, then they will be blasted away. Where did the other guy go? Okay. I guess he clipped out of his existence or something. Anyways. Another cobble armor piece is placed right here. As you can see, this will be a chest piece. I might as well just take the entire set on by now, as all of them has been read up to this point. Anyways, dropping out this one. And I guess this is about how far I can go, because the current bug of the game is that I can't open this door. So unless something magical happens and I actually manage to open the door, I am soon gonna stop the recording. So, a couple of more guns. The key code for the door, 5250. Another piece of smolder core, or yeah, smolder core, but it is corbel that should be here, not just smolder, but corbel. Anyways, going in here, double check the code again, I forgot. 5250. Yes, and this is the bug that is bugging this part of the facility right now. So, you can get to this point and you can get the chest piece and stuff like that, but beyond this point, it's a question about sometimes it works, not that often. More like 90% of the time it doesn't work, and you can't get into Project Hyperion. So, this is as far as you get. And it is still a decent loot run. You can get a lot of stuff down here, a lot of loot, a lot of good weapons. I guess stay clear of dangerous helmets that tries to choke you. Okay. Why are they already respawned? That is interesting. Maybe another player is on his way down here. Or maybe the respawn rate just is that fast. But it's fine. I wanted to leave this place and I wanted to show the regen capability anyways, so this is fine. So I'm choosing not to heal myself this time. Okay, I expected to die from that. Okay, there you go. And then you wait to 30 seconds, and you will be transported out of there. If you have a friend with you, they will need to resurrect you before these 30 seconds, or you will be transported back and they will be left behind. So that is also a factor you need to take into consideration. Anyways, you get back out here, and as one of the rare occurrences in the game, when you die, down here you don't lose anything. All the stuff you had on you, still here. Any other place, you would not keep it. You would have to go back down there and fetch your corpse. So yeah, this is one of the ways to quickly get yourself a full set of heavy armor, even matching armor if you want. You can also go down there, get some of that corporal armor pieces, even though you will not be able to get the head and the helmet, or the head, the helmet, and the backpack will not be possible to get with the current setup, but you will need to go through that door that was blocking me down there. But you can get a lot of loot, and you might be able to get a backpack if you're lucky. I was really unlucky this time. I will say this has been it for now, and this has been going on for an hour and 39 minutes. I doubt that anyone will be watching this for so long, but it has been a guide on how to get here. Final little tidbit of information. Now, I didn't take engineering at all. I didn't show engineering at all, and I might, depending on how well this video goes or anything like that, I might do another video showing how to do the engineering part. And had you taken the elevator out, I forgot to show where the elevator was. That was a stupid move from me, because I was in total loot goblin mode. But if you took the elevator out at that floor where I said, at some point I will I will write it in the description. At one point I said it, but at that point you could just take an elevator out. Besides that, I will show you a last bit of tidbit. First time, thanks for looking so far. The yellow card that I was surprised about finding. It is used in this area down here. It is the shortcut to get to the whatever the name of that boss is. I can't remember. The Velokar. No, not Velokar. What's the name of that bastard? Just ask the global chat. They are often kind enough to help you with the name. And sometimes they'll just joke around with you. But anyways, the yellow card goes to this door. You need to equip it in your hand, and then it will open the door and let you through into the area. I don't want to waste it on a video when I don't have a friend with me. I cannot solo that boss. Don't have the skills for it. Or I don't know if this is the skills, or I don't want to waste it on it when I can do it with a friend. Okay, they still don't want to answer me. That's sad. Then I have to Google it. New boss, Star Citizen. The Yomandi, that was the name of it. I had forgotten it. But yeah, the Yomandi is... This is the shortcut down to Yomandi. So, if you have this key card, even though it says placeholder, it should work. What can I please? Okay. There we go. Up with me. Okay, so it goes that way. Okay, I should be able to do it. Yeah. Press a lot of spaces to get back out. And we're back up. So, when you're done looting and being a loot goblin, you can go back out here and leave through the hangar. And if you want to fly back, you can do that. And you can call your ship from this terminal. If it has been stored, if it's not been stored, you might just still have your hangar. I have my hangar, so I can do that. And voila, you're back to your ship. Now, if you are a paranoid person and you have gotten something from down here that is super duper extremely rare, and you don't want to risk another player looting you, or destroying you, or looting you, and you're lazy, you just press the backspace button. Just hold it down, and you will end up wherever you have set your spawn to. In my case, Seraphim Clinic. I do not think the developers intended this to be a valid gameplay loop, and there is a chance that you have something in your hands, maybe something else, and you want to carry it in your ship, or you don't want to respawn back at the station. Then you don't do the backspace thing, of course, and you will just get out of there using Alt N and getting out of here. That was just a little shortcut that I wanted to show. That is it for me, and I hope it has been useful for you. Thanks. Yes, I will say thanks if I can find the right emote. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.